Yo, we're back with another little pickups video. I've had some things. I was waiting for 2 packages to get here to be able to start this video, and they got here a couple of days ago. And now I've got a bit of free time before I'm away for the weekend. But yeah, I like doing my last video, I like chatting about stuff I've picked up. We're going to go in no particular order today. There's not too much to show, but some of them are quite, well, 2 of them especially I've been after for a long time, and they are what I would consider expensive anyway. But the first one is something I'm going to be playing. It's not boxed because the game itself is like 28 quid, I think, when I looked on CX. And I don't really fancy paying that. So we got it unboxed, disc only, but we're going to be playing it for my affiliate anniversary on Twitch, which is next month. It is Despicable Me for the PS2. Obviously, my whole username for Twitch, YouTube, everything is inspired by Despicable Me. So I thought, what's a better game to play than Despicable Me? I've no idea what this game is like. It's called Despicable Me, sorry, Minion Mayhem. Never played it. No idea, not even looked at gameplay. I put in Despicable Me game, and that's the first one that came up. There could be a better one, there could be a worse one. But yeah, I bought it unboxed. I'll probably keep it. I've got a couple of unboxed games, actually. Mainly for the Xbox original. So I've got Punisher, Outrun, and a couple of others. Just games that I'm probably going to play randomly on stream at some point. Just some chill games. Next game is a game I already own twice. I have my copy that when I first got my PlayStation 3, which was a Platinum version. I rebought recently the proper sleeved version because it comes with a cardboard sleeve. And then I've been on the lookout for this version for quite a while. And that is Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots. Different colour sleeve. If you recognise the original one as a black one, this is white. This is actually the HMV. So if you pre-ordered this game or bought it from HMV back in the day, you got this nice cool sleeve. So it's quite a nice one. It's exactly the same game, obviously. If you take the sleeve off, look, it's identical. It comes with everything. Obviously, it's complete. This one didn't cost me too much. I've been looking for this one for a while. And it's a bit like there's a Devil May Cry 3 for the PS2 that is that has a cardboard sleeve for the special edition. And if you look for eBay listings on that, that's like 60, 70 quid usually. So I'm hoping that one day I go into CEX or somewhere and they don't know what they've got. They've just listed it as standard, which is, that's the good thing about CEX with like steelbooks and stuff. Generally, they don't price change or, put too much of a price cap between those. It's only like the really special ones that they do. But yeah, that's the next game. One of my favourite games for the PS3. It was actually the first game I played on my personal PS3. But the first game I ever played on PlayStation 3 that kind of turned my head was the first Uncharted game. And it wasn't on release. My friend Tom, he got a PlayStation 3. Also, why do giant bikes always drive past while I'm trying to record or stream? My friend Tom, he got rid of his 360. I think Killzone had come out, or one of the Killzones. And he picked up a bunch of, obviously, PlayStation games that had been out. And I remember going to his. I wasn't too impressed with Killzone. Because, obviously, I was comparing it to Halo. And Halo, Killzone, there's really no competition, really, is there? But I remember playing Uncharted. And I was never a fan of Tomb Raider growing up. But, yeah, for some reason, I'd loved the look of Uncharted, the vibe of it. So, yeah, I went and got one. I got Metal Gear Solid, Uncharted, and I don't know, another game, I think, when I got it. But yeah, Guns of the Patriots is a very good game. If you've never played it, it's probably the least played one in the series, even more than like 5. I think most Metal Gear fans have probably tried 5, maybe not finished it. But I think the reason why 4 is probably the most least played is just it's on one console only, and hopefully Konami sort out the number 2 of that collection, and it's in there. Fingers crossed. Anyway, moving on. Next game. This is a Horror Month game. I've just shown it, but it's a game that I've seen for a while and I've kept my eye on. It's kind of fluctuated in price. on CEX, I'm just going to check actually because I'm pretty sure I got this game. I got this game for £28 on a listing. How do I spell it? Okay. Manual unboxed. So on CEX, a manual unboxed, it's 55 quid. I got it for a fucking absolute steal. In fact, I could go and trade this in now and get more and get my money back plus £3 more. So yeah, this is highly anticipated for me, at least, for Horror Month, Galarians. So this is, I'm just going to read the back of the game. It's the world of Galarians, the first psychic adventure game. The Galarians are an artificial created techno species whose prime directive is the total annihilation of the human race. Yeah, it's meant to be kind of a spooky one. It's funny because I've looked at long plays of this. I've not really paid attention, but I've just looked how long it takes because it's 3 discs. It's got obviously the really nice jewel case. It comes with manual. I've just took the manual out to show you the discs, but yeah, all 3 discs. They're all in immaculate condition. The thing I really like about it as well, it's got an old pre-owned sticker on, which actually that's similar to the price I got it for. So I wonder if that's why the guy put it for like 29, thinking, oh, I bought it for 24. If I get 5 or more, I'm happy. But it's got a sticker there, and it's also got a sticker on the manual as well. So I'm happy with that. I'll take it. But yeah, from what I've seen on long plays, people take like 8 hours to beat this game. Now, I don't know if that's just 1 disc is 1 character, and there's 3 discs for each character. Or 1 for each character, sorry. And I've just watched 1. But apparently it has over 20 hours of gameplay spread across 3 discs. I don't know how with the long plays I've seen. 70 minutes of cutscene, so it's quite cutscene heavy, and strong, suspenseful, involving storyline. So yeah, I'm very excited. That's definitely a Horror Month game. I think, so for this Horror Month, not that I've planned it out too much. I've got a list. I know what I'm playing. There may be 1 or 2 things added, but we have... we're the first week of Horror Month, I've not managed to book off work. But the 2nd and 3rd week, I'm off. I'm off for like 9 days. I've managed to book. It's the only leave I could book this year up to now at work, so awesome. But yeah, we're going to play this after the main trilogy that we're going to be doing in that week. So I'm very excited for this. Also, I'm going to try and get Kadelka for Horror Month, because that again looks very gothic-y kind of horror. And I'm just a sucker for RPGs. This kind of looks like, if I had to describe what this game looks like, it's a cross between Resident Evil and Parasite Eve. And I love both of those games. Parasite Eve 1 I really liked, but Parasite Eve 2 for me was just a little bit better. The story's not as good, but the gameplay, the exploration, the feel of the game was really good. So I know that's quite a, in the UK, that's all we got. We didn't get Parasite Eve 1, but I know a lot of people that like Parasite Eve 1 and 2 probably don't share the same opinion with me on that. But yeah, that's me. I have a weird opinion on games. Which brings us to our last 2. Now, I have my opinions. I've said my opinions many times on these 2 games that I bought. The games that I own 1 of them already somewhere. I don't think I own it on disc, but I own them both digitally. I own the Steelbook variant for 1. And then, yeah. But these 2 I've had my eyes on for ages. I check eBay listings, I check Vinted, I check Facebook, just to see if someone's got it and they're like, I'm just getting rid for... And if they sell for... well, basically, I've not found a price for either version for the price that I got them for. So I got 1 for 45, which is the first game, and the second game, which is the newer one, I got for 65, I think. So, and I did it as a bundle. So no, actually, they were listed for 50 and 70, and because I bundled them together, I got a fiver off of each. So it cost me altogether 110. No, about 110 with postage, I think. No, 115 with postage. That's how much I paid anyway. That's how much came out of my bank. So my opinion on these are, I'm still going to say I love the original game. The remakes, combat-wise, are fantastic. They feel nice. They look beautiful, but the games themselves just fall way short. They've changed far too much for me. And that is the first game, at least, Final Fantasy Remake. The Deluxe Edition, which is making my camera go crazy. So, again, this version I tried to get on release, and it sold out. But I just think the boxes look... I mean, I'm going to try and clean them up a little bit, but I don't really... There's a little... Down here, there's a little nick, which I don't know if that's just... Oh, no. It's a sticker. That's fixed. The thing that I'm yet to send feedback... I got this from Vinted. I'm yet to send feedback to the seller because they sent this in basically a carrier bag. And what they called... The envelopes that have bubble wrap in them, and this one and the next one were both in those. So for me, if you're going to send a game like this that's cardboard, you are an idiot if you're not going to put them in a box. You can just get a shoebox, make a cereal box, just a box, and then fill it with a thingy. It's like if I was sending something £100 in value or more, I would 1000%. You know, be thinking about it and sending. Sorry, something just came from my computer. It distracts me. I'll be sending it boxed and packaging it well. If it's £100, I don't care if it's just a game like this. This came in a shoebox. This, because it's a CD case, it can crack easily. This is cardboard. Like if I scratch this, if I drop something on this, it's done, isn't it? But yeah, we'll open it up, we'll have a look. I've already checked everything is with it as it should. But, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan in the world of Final Fantasy VII Remake. The story, at least, is too changed for me. It's too confusing. I think they should have just changed some things like Silent Hill 2 Remake. You know, change some things, refer to other things that you have changed. So you're like, okay, we're saying we've not forgot about this completely, but this is how we're doing it in this one. It feels with me they've gone just a totally different direction for me. So, but I love Final Fantasy, and this collection in general is just beautiful. These two boxes are, and the third one when it comes out, inevitably I will be getting that on release. I'll be getting that version rather than waiting down the line. But yeah, you get integrated with it. I actually don't know if this must just be... They must have just put this version of the game in it. Because I don't know if they re-released this as integrated. But yeah, so we've got Final Fantasy, the game, obviously. We've got a soundtrack, which I actually have the vinyl for this. I got the limited edition vinyl, which I probably will show in a later video. And then we have, oh my god, the Steelbook, which is pretty much... It's going to stay in the box, but I would love to display these somehow. If Final Fantasy VII was my favourite Final Fantasy, I would for sure have a display for these separately, but that's really nice. I probably think that should be the front. And then, which a lot of people overlook this sort of thing, but I love the art books. You get to see like all the enemies and stuff. They're kind of like very reminiscent of the old ones. So, like I said, it's not a terrible game. I think for the modern audience, you will probably quite like it. If you didn't grow up with Final Fantasy VII, you will probably like it. But if you grew up where it's your favourite game, I don't know if you're going to be too happy with some of the changes, especially in the second one. The first one I can overlook. It's not too bad of a change, some things, but yeah, for me personally, the second one, which we're about to look at in a minute, which is the more expensive one, wasn't happy with that. But yeah, that's that one. Great, I'm very happy. This one looks, this is perfect condition. I don't know how this got here in this good condition, but this is Final Fantasy Rebirth Deluxe Edition, PS5. It's the only annoying thing about it. PS4 and then PS5. Why can't they both be PS... Especially if there's a PS5 game in this. But I think that's been switched out. I think that's custom. I think whoever I've bought it from has put the wrong game in. But in this one, you actually get a little bit more this time. You get... The CD does not come. Oh, it's... Oh, no, it's not sealed. Oh, no, it feels sealed. No, it's not sealed. The CD does come in its own case. I just looked over there for the monitor then. But yeah, it comes in its own case. Also, you can see yourself. Hello. did the classic of the CD falling out of the case. But yeah, I don't know why I'm showing you CD. There it is. Very pog. Who listens to CDs anymore? I'd love actually to get a CD player. I've seen someone on TikTok that has one in his room, and it's a really little compact one. So, and then we've got the game, which I don't own physically. So it's nice to eventually get the disc. Remember the thing in the marketing for this game? It comes on 2 Blu-rays. So the game is actually on 2. You don't get a data disc and a thingy disc. It's actually across 2 Blu-rays. So yeah, that's nice. Then for me, again, just the best thing about this box. Again, the front art is absolutely incredible. I mean, look at that. That is so nice. But then the back art is just meh. But yeah, we've obviously got Zack and Cloud there. Which I actually, for one, the Zack thing in spoiler, the Zack thing for Final Fantasy Rebirth doesn't bother me. I actually like that change. I think that's kind of cool. The rest though is some Zack things, should I say? Not all Zack things, but the inside is rubbish. I mean, what is that? I don't even know what it's meant to be. But yeah, you get those, and then finally you get a thick boy this time. This is why I think it's so thick. Look at the size of the art book here. It's like a diary. Obviously, this game was absolutely massive. So there's going to be a lot of art and concept and stuff. So yeah, there it is. I'm very happy I've eventually got those. I got them, I think, for a steal. Looking at some eBay listings and stuff, I don't see... Rebirth, at least. I don't see it listed for £65. I did send... I always do the cheeky thing on Etsy, on Vinted, of offering. So I always offer. Never buy. Never go, you see something and go, I'm buying it. Even if you do £2 off or £1 off, just do it. Unless it's for £3, then just buy it for £3. But even like the other day, I bought something that's really nice. I'm working on getting a little Fallout display going. So I think one of these shelves, maybe the movie one, may go. And the movie stuff is going to be moved elsewhere. Because I've already got like Mass Effect and statues on there that don't really... There's no order to it at the minute, but I bought something for Fallout, like a nice display piece when I display all my Fallout things. And it was £12 and I just offered 10 and he gave it me. So yeah, always offer, because generally people might know what they're doing. A lot of people with Vinted, I think, that's why I get so many bargains. They don't really know what they're listing sometimes. Like the woman I bought these two off, she was selling her boyfriend's stuff. He needed a bit of extra money, she said. So, well, she didn't say that. I'm guessing, because why would he sell them for cheaper? But she's obviously just listed them, not really. She's probably looked at the prices and gone, okay, I'll mark them down by X amount just to get them sold. Whereas some people will do the opposite. They'll put them up for what they're worth plus £10 more, because they're going to expect people to come in and offer a tenner. And when they see a tenner off, people will be like, oh, nice, yeah, I'll take that. But really, they're just getting it for an actual price. I'm obsessed with Vinted. I've Vinted open all the time. So yeah, it's where a lot of my collection nowadays comes from, is Vinted. I do love going to retro shops and stuff, but it's easier with Vinted. I can search for what I want, because if I'm in a retro shop, I know I'm going to buy like 3 or 4 things that I'd never had the intention of getting. So yeah, but that does it for today, boys. I don't think there's anything else. The only other thing that I got was a Resident Evil action figure, but I think I might do a separate video on that. I don't know, because that's kind of like a holy grail. I wanted that figure since I was a kid, and I eventually found a listing, and I got it for dirt cheap, sealed as well. So yeah, thank you, boys. Let me know your comments. Did you enjoy Final Fantasy Rebirth and Remake? Are you excited for any of the games I've shown, like Galarians, Metal Gear Solid 4? What do you think to Metal Gear Solid 4 in general? Have you seen that edition before? And yeah, thank you as always, boys. This video's gone on a little bit longer than I would have liked, but that's why I prefer doing these. I can chat about stuff. So yeah, thank you for all the support, all the views that you give me on the Fluffcast and everything, the likes, and just in general on the VODs, and for videos like this. I like doing them. Until the next time, boys, thank you. Goodbye.